What's done in the darkness must come to light. That's why rebel people got to get up and fight. Al-Qaeda is the CIA. Al-Qaeda is the CIA.
7th of July 2009. The front page story, Jackson Memorial today, bizarre details.
Investigate 7/7. Yeah.
It's the anniversary of 7/7, and it's not an event we should forget. I think we need to have a look at the evidence one more time. I believe that the J7 campaign are getting their evidence together, getting some sort of legal case together even. So I'm just trying to be a part of this sort of movement which has cropped up over the past few years to wake more people up, to get the general public, the masses, aware of certain inconsistencies between what actually happened on 7/7 and what the government would have us believe in their corporate news rags.
People don't know about Peter Power and his terror drill 7/7 2005. People don't know. Investigate 7/7.
The police have asked us to move on because the victims' families are coming down, and it's kind of a fair enough request to some degree, but really we're here for the victims, and we're here for their family members, and we're here for future victims. That's why we're here, that's why we want a proper investigation. If the real perpetrators of 7/7 are still at large, then they should be found. And you know, that's what we're here for. We're not here to upset anyone. We're here to call for an investigation, and that's what the victims' family members should also be doing.
I bought my ticket at 8:32. So there. 8:32 on the 7th of July.
Can we just like get a picture of the ticket? Just careful, make sure you don't rip it.
Yeah.
See, the truth comes out when you least expect it, innit? Right. Unbelievable. Right.
So you were riding from Luton, was it?
No, I was actually in London, and I was travelling from Holborn tube station to catch the 9 o'clock train from King's Cross. And so I got on I was going down the tube tunnel at Holborn. It was really, really quiet, and they were saying there was a power surge, and for people to go back up from the platform and then to go back on to catch a bus or something other. But I had a heavy suitcase, was a bit lazy, thought, oh, I'll just go down anyway. Went down and caught the tube and looked around. There was one other girl that was there, and the tube that went through was empty.
What time was that?
Well, it'd be shortly after 8:32, so it must be like 8:40 or so. And then arrived here, and then there was a load of commotion, and my train left early, but I caught the train, and that's when people were coming through saying there'd been an explosion. And I did actually send through a witness statement to the police, but nothing came of it. They never even acknowledged it.
Yeah, they never do.
No, that was it. But should I give my information, my name?
That would be amazing.
Oh, wow. How was your chat with the police?
It's fun. He reckons we should be allowed to imprison people without trial.
That's nice.
That's a change.
That's a change indeed, yeah. Apparently there is a terror threat, so I might go home.
So
now.
listen,
I've learned my lesson.
The London Truth Action. This is Charlie. I want to ask Charlie what the old Bill was saying to him for about an hour. What was the old Bill saying?
Basically, you're saying we're probably going to offend people by having a sign saying investigate 7/7. I said we probably aren't because there's a public inquiry for 7/7 being demanded. So basically I said we're going to stay here, he said you should go, I said we're going to stay here, he said you should go, and so forth.
And you were talking to him for about an hour?
Maybe more,
yeah. And he thinks we're offending people by demanding truth and asking questions.
And he thought there was no need for a re-investigation because the investigation originally was satisfactory. I asked him to provide some evidence from the original investigation, he didn't know of any, did he? So I don't know. I think he's got a point though. We could risk the risk offending some nutcases, but
yeah.
I don't know.
What did he say to you, Chan? The policeman. What was your?
He didn't say much. Basically, I mentioned some of the contradictions in the Home Office report and the ISC report. He seemed to want to change the topic a little. He kept referring to how we're going to offend people who are here. And I mean, we're not necessarily perpetuating anything, regardless of what our opinion is, whether it's based on evidence or not. We're just saying there is a lack of evidence reporting the official story, there are contradictions in the Home Office report and the ISC report, and therefore we're just asking questions and calling for an independent public inquiry.
So you come to sort of look at like the Bilderberg Group and power structures, and it's something which is never really looked at by mainstream politics or critics in politics, even the left, for all their benevolent and wanting to do humanitarian deeds, have a revolution or whatever for the good of humankind. They seem to miss out the importance of what's actually going on now. So, you know, the whole sort of all history that I'm taught at school, I was really astounded after school that everything I'd learned in school was rubbish, or at least it was deceiving me as to what was really going on. I'd already by this time looked at 9/11 and seen, you know, a trend sort of forming, and I think it's important that we have another investigation because it will open people's eyes to how the world is actually working out, you know, who's actually running things and how things pan out.
Carry on, carry on.
How things pan out, that was the cue to end the tape. That's all I've got to say.
But actually in Latvia, first time I heard about this conspiracy.
Yeah.
What happened.
What, in Latvia?
In Latvia, yes.
Where did you hear it?
My friend on the inbox sent me email, and when I watched it I was really impressed. Actually my first, in 2001 when it happened in New York, Twin Towers collapsed. It was very strange.
3 towers down means 3 times the pay, and 3 times the pay means a happy holiday. So pull it Larry, I heard you say. Pull it Larry, happy holidays. Pull it Larry, Osama pays. Osama B front page next day. Al-Qaeda is the CIA. Al-Qaeda is the CIA. 9/11 was an inside job.
Take a flyover.
Now tell me, Lucky Larry, how you sleep at night. Now everybody knows about the nanothermite. Unreacted means it didn't ignite. What's done in the darkness must come to light. That's why rebel people got to get up and fight. Al-Qaeda is the CIA. Al-Qaeda is the CIA. 9/11 was an inside job. 9/11 was an inside job. Let us remember the one Barry J. 9/11 should have stayed home and pray. 3 steel frame buildings fell on the same day, the same way. But only 2 planes, now that's a big one. Barry, baby, mind what you say. You know the new world order love to murder and slay. They love to murder and slay. They love to murder and they don't feel no way. So Al-Qaeda was the CIA. Hey, Al-Qaeda is the CIA. Al-Qaeda is the CIA. 9/11 was an inside job. Yeah.